we're on there, so just kind of... So, well, we are live, as I can see. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to ILR2 for round 18 at the Mexican Grand Prix. The title was wrapped up last week by Callum. It's me in the Red Bull, and we're going to be in for quite an interesting race because since the driver's title is over, we're going to see plenty of action as drivers, well, pretty much won't care anymore and just go for it. So, I'm joined in the commentary box today by Jack.
Hello, good evening, Soup. How are you guys doing? You good, mate?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing okay. Just looking at some disaster class quality laps right now from some people, but it's currently Paga on provisional pole with a 128.8 in the Force India, looking pretty good. A lot of drivers actually just saw the crossover to intermediate conditions there. It was very, very wet at the start, so we could see some changes here with people going a little bit quicker on these intermediates, so we wouldn't call qualifying over just yet. There's about 10 seconds left as drivers will be rushing to get across the line to see if they can improve their lap times, as Paga definitely does a 128.2 and increases that gap to about 9/10 of a second, which is very, very impressive.
Oh, fuck off.
You can see Jamie also joined us today in the comms box, but he's going to be offering us his opinion down the track. Oh no!
Yeah. So saw him go off there. So Joker, did he improve? I think he did to a 129.0, but still a long way off Paga's time of a 128.2.
I'm on board with Matt here, Soup. He's hasn't set a lap yet, but obviously he's been towards the front of the grid this season. Obviously, I think it's a case of last car over the line probably will set the quickest time as well.
Yeah, we just can't quite see anything on his lap delta on the steering wheel, but if he hasn't set a lap, it won't tell us. So coming across the line, it'll be Matt to see if he can challenge for that pole position. He comes across the line, and he can, a 128.0, and takes pole position away from Paga in the dying moment, as Tom completely goes in front there, the 127.9. So the conditions are getting better, but I think Paga is still on a lap, so he might still check it. He's half a second up on his best time, as we can see on the lap delta. So the Dutchman will come across the line to set. What will his lap be? He'll come across the line a 127.5
Callum
takes pole position. Back.
Callum goes fourth. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's qualifying over.
Jamie, were you on a hot lap then, but you bottled it at the end? You decided to pull in.
No, I spun in sector 3.
Disaster. Obviously, Mr. Disaster Class has joined us today. I appreciate that, mate, because could be riding the wave myself tonight. But help me out. Hopefully, you see red in the comms box. Drivers are complaining of a lot of oversteer in the chat.
That's insane. It's ridiculous on the track.
So, as well as that, we didn't quite get this done in the ILR1 stream, but we will be announcing the Race of Champions lineup today. For the special race at the end of the season, so we'll be announcing that during the race. I'll probably let Jack take the reins for that.
Woo! That makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I know the guys. I'll take your list as well, Soup, so you can chip in when you want to.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'll do that. Well, there's qualifying done and dusted. Paga takes pole position with a 127.5, 3/10 clear of Tom in P2, with Matt in P3, Callum in P4, Corey will go P5 for this one. There's a couple of grid penalties in there as well. Ritson with a 5-place grid penalty and Sam with a 5-place grid penalty. Voltex, Voids will take 6th, Lyle P7, Joker P8, Billy in P9, Ritson P10, Pagani P11, Sam in P12, Jake in P13, George in P14, Acorn in P15, Jamie in P16, Scott in P17, and Matt all the way down in last position on the grid in the Williams.
Yeah, a couple of invalidated laps there from George and Joker, but yeah, Ritson and Flexi had a collision on track, so as this game is, any instance during qualifying, you'll probably get a grid penalty.
Yep. So we are in for a dry race, thankfully, here in Mexico. We seem to be having lots of wet qualifyings and dry races, but that's the way it goes, I suppose. We'll be going to the formation lap very shortly indeed. Yeah, so I hope it's going to be an interesting one, because I know Mexico, a lot of drivers seem to hate this track for whatever reason. Not sure quite why they hate it, but
I just I don't know what it is. I mean, for me, the sector 2, the S section doesn't really flow that well. You've got the likes of Silverstone and Kota with the sweeping S sections. That great, works well, but this one just not so much. But all we're intrigued about, Super, is the strategies. One stop is possible, but from what I've seen in some of the other races, 2-stop does seem to be quite popular. So I don't know if you can make the tyres last. I definitely can see some doing a ultra soft run. It'd be interesting to see who's on what tyre as well, because obviously they're free to start whatever tyre they want.
Yeah, and we're already seeing that mix-up in strategies. Paga will start on those ultra softs. Meanwhile, Tom and Matt are looking to start on those super softs, with Callum going on the ultras. Corey will also go on the ultra soft tyres. Void's looking like he's on those ultra softs. Lyle going for the super soft strategy. Joker will go ultra softs. Billy is on those ultra softs as well. He's in P10. Pagani is kind of the outsider. He started P10 on the soft tyres.
Could be one to watch.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for him. Jake on the ultra softs. George also opting for the soft tyres. Acorn in P13 looking for the ultra softs. Jamie on the super softs. Ritson going for the soft tyres. Scott on the ultra softs. Sam going for the ultra softs. And Matt down the back is going for those soft tyres. So there's definitely a massive mix-up in strategies. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, good to see. It's going to be quite interesting. This Lyle Blaine course obviously had a little bump there. But I don't know, ultra softs probably good for about 7-8 laps. But I mean, they're fresh. Maybe they can push them to 9 or 10. Like I said, it'd be interesting to see. It's all based on the tyre wear, as the cars seem to be quite bunched up here. Soft tyres, I mean, they're decent enough laps. You get a decent amount of laps out of them, but I don't know what the time's like on them. Not too great. What are you thinking, Jamie, in the cockpit? What do you reckon most guys like to do?
Well, I have no clue. I know very well I'm gonna go into turn 1, and from that point on, my ultra sauce or my super sauce won't turn on for the entire race. So
there we have it.
Yeah.
You need that on a t-shirt.
Yeah,
I get that t-shirt.
Can't get the super soft switched on.
Mate, super soft's your favourite tyre. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, but after watching ILR1 today, no one could switch them on. So if they can't switch it on, yeah.
Maybe the overcast conditions, not warm enough. It's high in altitude as well, so it will be a bit cooler.
So we're just waiting. Matt is going to be the last one to line up on the grid. He made everybody wait, and he's going to come and line up in P18 on the grid in the Williams.
I'm sure
and all these drivers, the nerves are starting to build as the crowd looks on. And these drivers face for that massively long run down to turn 1. Who's going to come out on top here today in ILR2? It's round 18 for the Mexican Grand Prix. We go to 5 red lights for the Mexican Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go. Paga gets away well, Tom gets away well. They all seem to get away very, very evenly indeed. But here begins the slipstream fest as Matt pulled alongside Tom, and It's Me looking to make it 3 wide, going out to turn 1. He's looking to take the lead, perhaps. He's got a massive run as Callum, he backs out of it, and the 2 leaders almost make contact. Tom goes around the outside, can't make it work, but he's sticking it down the inside. The 2 Red Bulls going side by side as well. There's a bit of contact made as Corey rocked himself up into P3. He'll go side by side with Matt down to this next corner, and he has gone into P3, so a great start for the Force India teammates there as Tom was trying to look for that lead. Paga goes a bit wide, so they all seem to get through cleanly. No major dramas, but Force Indias have got away very, very well indeed.
Oh yeah, great start from the Force Indias drivers and Corey as well. I noticed slight contact with the Red Bull. I think Callum might be struggling with a bit of front wing damage. We'll see as the race goes on, but yeah, great start from Paga and Corey as well. But also Wummy on the super soft to P2. He could be looking really good if he can keep with him with Paga early doors here.
Yeah, so we're about to end lap 1 then. We've got the 2 Force Indias almost together once again as they were in Circuit of the Americas. Of course, Paga won that race, but he's here again in Mexico and he leads out the way after lap 1 then. Tom dropping a little bit further behind, but he'll have this massive toe down the main straight, which should help him keep himself in front of Corey. As It's Me, yeah, he's in for a wing change, it looks like. So he's come in, and there definitely was contact. I think it was between himself and Paga. He tried to move down the inside, it didn't quite work. So that's probably why he has come in. Oh my goodness me, I was just looking down the back there between George and Scott. They almost ended up in the wall down the main straight there, interlocking wheels as they came down.
Oh dear.
He couldn't quite get it done then. So moving further up, Joker making a move on Jake down the inside. Can't quite make that move. I can say Sam's got a great start as well. He's up into 10th already.
Ooh.
So looking really good.
As Acorn just pushes Ritson a bit wide there as we go towards the S section.
Up, though. That was well deserved.
Oh, is that Jamie as well? Yeah, okay.
So then, let's keep an eye on what's going on up front. Paga has pulled a 1 second lead and Corey is sticking with Tom. He's piling the pressure on. Of course, those Ultra Softs will be helping him. Super Softs are a harder compound, of course, and those Ultra Softs are the softest compound available in Formula 1, so they will be providing the maximum grip available. No DRS as of yet, but Corey got a fantastic run out of that last corner. He's going to be up on the rich mix and slipstreaming Tom down the main straight then. So let's see, we see him move here. He pulls alongside Force India and Renault, go wheel to wheel down towards the first corner then. Who's going to come out on top then? Down the inside goes Corey, and they've made a little bit of contact, and they almost end in tears. Tom sticks it down the inside and holds on to it, but Corey will have to cut back on the way out. So this is the second DRS section, but no DRS yet. He pulls alongside. He's going to go to the outside for this next section, and let's see if he can make this move. He's going to look late on the brakes and maybe force Tom to go deep. He can't quite do it, and Tom holds on, and that has allowed Matt and all these guys to form a little bit of a train here. So we've got Matt catching up Voids and Billy and Lyle trying to latch onto the back of these guys as well. So this is going to get very, very interesting.
Wow, yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Tom realised Corey was quite so far up on his inside there, going into turn 1, but all above board there. But also with strict corner cutting on today, Soup, penalties could come into it. So I figured, you know, how hard they want to push, how hard do they want to gamble. So obviously we just seen Ritson pick up the first 3-second penalty today. A long way to go for him, 33 laps left as well, but with Womae holding up the others, this is playing into Paga's hands beautifully as well. He's pulling already a 2.7 second lead.
Yeah, and here we go then.
Here we go again.
DRS will be enabled. There's the DRS flap, and watch the overspeed versus non-DRS and DRS open. Tom goes to hold the middle of the track. He's trying to go around the outside this time as Corey. He's changing it up a little bit. He's trying to go around the outside, and this will change to the inside for this next corner, and he does get that move done. That was a lovely move from Corey there to turn 1.
Lovely, well done there. Senna-esque camel there from Corey, and a Senna-esque move from him. He needed to get that done quickly, and hopefully he can now try and catch up to Paga. Both Force Indias could be on for another 1-2 for Force India. They did it last week. Can they do it again?
Yeah, well, they're looking very, very strong indeed. Now Corey needs to build that gap and try and see if he can catch up to his teammate. They're both on the same strategy. These guys behind them are on a different strategy on the Super Softs, so they will lead the Grand Prix for a little while, because they will be able to go a little bit longer, but we'll see. So it is a 1-2 for Force India once again. Familiar sight from Circuit of the Americas. So we see a move here, but we thought of see a move between Voids and Billy there. We could see him move shortly. He's going to launch down the inside of the stadium section. Bit of contact made, side pod on wheel action there. And then we will come to the DRS section for the second time. This is where the slipstreaming fest begins again, because Corey will be the only one without DRS. Tom will have DRS, and the rest of them will, as Matt is going to go very, very aggressive. Ooh. And look at them down the main straight, going right against the wall there to try and break that slipstream. And it seems to be working, as Billy's going to try and do the same thing Corey did. He's going around the outside of turn 1, and he's done that. That was a nice move. I just think we saw a move there between Joker and Sam. Yeah, Joker's just passed Sam for P9. He runs wide though, so we might be able to hold on to that just yet. And Lyo looks like he's making a move on... Void's trying to go back down the inside of Billy. It didn't quite make it work there. So let's see how this pans out. Paga looking nice and comfortable up there, just kind of hitting his apexes and making sure he doesn't make any mistakes.
Ooh, Joker and Flexi. Oh, sorry, I was getting distracted there. I thought Joker was gonna just fling up the inside there, just for the S section. But no, Flexi's made the move, and he's gonna push on now to AVR Jake. One to watch for me today's Soup is Lyle Blade. He's he said to me he's going to switch on his ABS and maybe have a little go just attacking for a bit of fun at the end of the season. So I think he's got quite a lot of pace, and I think he's kind of hidden behind these behind the pack here. So I potentially could put my money on a Leo Blade podium today. I'm just early doors, I know, but that's my thoughts.
Yeah, well, we'll see in due course how that pans out. As I think we're going to see a move between Scott and Acorn for P11. It's going to be DRS, but they both have DRS of really good pace, and that Ferrari, it looks like, is going to go down the inside of turn 1, see if he can get that move done. Acorn's going to hang it around the outside as contact made, and Acorn holds on to it just about there, but he will have another DRS, another second bite of the cherry, if you like, down towards this next section. Then he'll have to go around the outside if he wants this. It looks like Acorn's going to defend that inside, and Scott's going to go around the outside of that next corner.
Lovely.
And that was a lovely move
Superb
from the Ferrari
move
there.
Superb move there from Scott. Oh yeah, he had a faith in the Ultrasofts there, and the new Ferrari engine over the last year's one pays dividends there.
Yeah, for sure. So I think we're going to be coming up to that pit stop window very shortly, as Billy's just going to launch him down the inside of Matt and force him off the track completely there. He lets him back through. This is getting a little bit messy as suddenly Void gets himself involved and goes around the outside of Billy there. So they're starting to get a little bit argy-bargy, if you like, down here in 4th, 5th and 6th.
A little bit impatient there from Billy. Maybe we should wait for the long straight now. I don't know why he's trying to make the move there, because
look at that weaving down the straight from Matt. He has no DRS, so he's completely vulnerable as Voids is just going to launch down the inside. And I think Billy had a little think about it, going down the inside, try and make it 3 wide as there's contact made between Voids and Matt. Oh, and around the outside goes Billy there. It's getting extremely, extremely action-packed for this midfield here, as they try to jostle for position at every opportunity they can. And here we see then just trying to get, Billy is trying to make the most out of his ultra softs, because Matt is on those supers, and he has to get past if he wants to make the most of these. But you can already see you can see blisters beginning to form on these tires, so they're getting towards the end of their usable life. So I reckon
next lap or two, yeah, definitely
next
soup,
lap
yeah.
Or two, yeah.
It's about 7-8% a lap known in the ultra softs, so they'll probably be hit.
Tom's got past Corey. Now that's interesting. He's got back past him, so Corey's had a problem somewhere. So Tom's stuck it down the inside of before the stadium section. Out of that, he's been chipping away at that gap for the past few laps. Then, so he lost about a second to him. In comes Corey. He's given up. So on to, I would have to assume, the super softs here. So let's see. He comes in, and unfortunately he's gone onto the soft tires. Actually, it looks like, from what I can see, or isn't it?
Just a note, Ritson and It's Me have both pitted twice already, so I think Callum's race could already be done.
Yeah, well, Corey went on to those soft compound tyres, so he's trying, he's going to try for a 2-stop or a 1-stop. Not quite sure what he wants to do here, but
surprised,
interesting to see how far he goes. It's quite early to come in for these, but we'll see. We'll see where Paga responds to this, because he obviously number 2 driver gets second preference, so he's going to be coming in for. See if he goes on with the same strategy. It'd be interesting to see. But of course, Tom will be staying out because we hope so at least, to continue on, because he's on those super soft tires. But then again, there mightn't be that much of a difference in wear between these super softs and ultra softs. I don't think there's that much of a difference between them.
I think the ultra softs, you're looking probably about lap 8, 9, and super softs, if you want to, you could take them to lap 15. But I think the time will just drop off so much. So I reckon lap 8, 9, ultra softs, super softs, probably 12, 13. I say it's probably the ballpark sort of times we'll be looking at that we pitting. But again, depends on tyre wear and how well they can manage it and how quick they are as well. I mean, Paga might be feeling fine up front and just thought, you know what, let's make it a 1-stop. Let's push it to lap 11, 12 on the ultras and then go softs. I think Corey may have pitted too early for a 1-stop, if I'm honest. But we'll see. Might prove me wrong.
Yeah, well, I think it was just the fact that I think maybe just been frustration that he got past from Tom, so he just given up. So could have been a rash decision from him there, but we'll see in due course how far he can push it. But there's definitely some tasty battles starting to form in this midfield, because these guys are so close together, nose to tail from 3rd down to 6th. And 2 Haas teammates looking to go at it, then Lio trying to get past Voltex of Voids. So he's trying, because he wants to get these super softs as far as he can. And of course, Void's Ultra Softs are definitely past their sell-by date. So he's trying to see if he can get past him there. These guys still battling away. Matt on the Super Softs, and Billy. His tyres are looking quite good. I'm not seeing any visible, well, not quite some, well, not visible blisters at least. But he's looking quite good on that tyre wear. So he might be able to push them a little bit longer. So Paga, does he stay out? Yes, he does. So he's happy with how the tyres are. And he's keeping that gap relatively comfortable. And I think what he could do here is he could stay out and really kind of get rid of the advantage of the Super Softs in going so far. If he could push it on a little bit more, then he could really cancel out Tom's advantage. As we see him move, as Billy just got the DRS pass on Matt there. Matt tries to hang around the outside, can't quite do it, so Billy gets in there, and Lyo gets past Voids eventually. Now Matt will have another go here, but Billy will have DRS, but he'll have a slipstream. Will Matt? I don't think he's definitely too far back to try this one. Billy may go deep here. He does go a little bit deep, but he parks the bus on the apex and holds on to that P4.
Sensible driving there. Did a Paul McGuinness there. Park it on the apex. No room to go. Just sit behind Son and wait for that straight again.
Yeah. I can say that Tom is definitely pulling a lot of time on Paga. He's just pulled about 7/10 of a second on him in that sector alone. He's now 2.3 behind, or 2.4. So I would have to think that maybe Paga is coming in this lap if he's really struggling for pace now.
Scott went wide, battle for 9th. Holy hell!
Oh wow!
Free wide.
George trying to go around the. That's an unorthodox move if he can make it and it gets shoved wide, because there's no way he can make that work there. Paga did come in, so he's, oh dear, a bit of wheel banging between George and Scott there as George just about keeps it out of the wall there. He gets a kick of oversteer for his troubles. Scott's still on the inside, he comes in.
He's going to dive in, yeah. Sensible choice, doesn't want to battle on those worn Ultra Softs. Where does Paga come out?
Yeah, he's on the Super Soft, so he's trying an alternate one to his teammate. He's going to come out just behind Jamie, it looks like. Yes, he does.
So Jamie's going to get some airtime then.
Yeah, he's going to...
And Corey's right behind him.
Yeah, actually, yeah, look at that. Corey has must have had a great series of outlaps to make sure he really gained a massive advantage versus his teammate. But however, I did see that he did get a 3-second time penalty. So it's going to be working against him for sure. But because of that, well, Paga's already trying to make that move past Jamie. Let's see if he can get that done in the next couple of corners then. So let's watch this absolute defensive masterclass from Jamie then. He's going to park the bus in the apex.
We're in chopper cam. We're in chopper cam for it, Jamie. Don't disappoint.
Yeah, chopper cam helicopter shots provided by FOM, and this is really going to help Corey catch up to his teammate and potentially pass. So this you can see him closing in the background. Jamie holds that inside line. Paga's going to have to go around the outside. It's very unorthodox. He's definitely not going to be able to work that there. Jamie goes wide. And Jamie cannot hold on there, and Corey gets past. But look how close Corey is now. He will have DRS as a result, but I think Paga will also too, because of how close he was to Jamie. The DRS detection point is in that stadium section, so let's see if Paga has DRS. DRS activation point is just underneath this bridge, so Paga does not have DRS. Corey does. Watch the overspeed versus the two teammates. This is essentially for the lead of the Grand Prix later on in the race. He's trying to go around the outside like he did before, but he's way too far back. Surely not. Around the outside, hangs it to the inside. Can he hold on? Paga's still on the inside. Bit of wheel bagging between the two teammates then. Corey's still on the outside. Can't quite do it. Dives back into the slipstream. DRS. And can he do it this time? No. He's trying to go around to the outside of this next section. Surely not. Around the outside. Corey, can he do it? No, Paga just about holds on. Great battle between the teammates there.
Whew. All clean as well. Pushing the boundaries, both of them. I mean, they both want this win. They know how important this race position is right now. And Corey probably wants to get in front of him just to bleed off some of that super soft wear. But not to beat. Paga defends well. And Corey's going to try and stick with him till that back straight.
Yeah, for sure. Corey hasn't had a win in quite a little while, actually. Last one he had, I think, was back in Silverstone, if I remember correctly. So he's really wants to get back on that top step. As now, Billy's trying to get past Jamie. Now, this could be an interesting one. Let's see if we saw a little bit of a spat between them in qualifying. So can we see a little bit of fire going on here? Corey got another penalty there, which won't help him. Billy is right up behind Jamie here, and he's going to get squeezed right to the wall. And he's going to have to go around the outside if he wants this one. DRS for Billy. Sam sets the fastest lap in the background. So now Billy is going to get a massive overspeed down towards turn 1. Now, can he get this move finished, or will Jamie try and hold on? No, he can't quite do it. So Billy gets into 8th place and can now continue his chase of the 2 Force Indias. Meanwhile, Tom is still leading this Grand Prix, but look at those tyres. They're absolutely shot. Massive blister down the middle of the left front, and looks like he's really struggling for pace there. And Lyo in 3rd with some very, very clean tyres, actually. That tyre wear looks very good for him. They're definitely not as worn as Tom's or Matt's, so that's very interesting to see. So we're seeing the difference in drivers being able to hold on to their tyres more.
Yeah, very much so. It comes into play in Mexico, especially. Can they make the tyres last for the one stop? And I think Matt and Leo Blade potentially are. They'll be looking at the one stop. I think Paga and Corey potentially a 2 stop, stick on the ultra softs at the end. But we'll see what happens. Time will tell. Time will tell, Soup.
Yeah, and watch this move for 2nd. Look at the weaving from Matt down the straight. Left, right, left. And Lyo's just going to go straight down the inside of the turn 1. Matt very, very late on the brakes and holds it around the outside. So a nice defensive move from Matt there. Now, Lyo will have... Oh, he gets a kick of oversteer, so that won't help him. So he'll have to probably hold behind for another half a lap or so, because he won't have an opportunity here unless he tries a monumental dive. Not going to work, though. But... George doing well, actually. He's in 4th on the softs, so he's really getting himself up there, as well as Pagani. But these guys are going to have the 2 Force Indias bearing down on them very, very shortly. Paga right up behind Pagani now.
Jamie and Flexi as well. Flexi's going for it.
Oh, he's going for a dive down the inside for Sam. Watch the cutback on the way out. Textbook from Sam there, down the inside for this next section. Jamie's going to hold it around the outside. Can he do it? No. Sam does a nice move there. And Jamie into the grass as Voids gets past. So, nice little move from Flexi there. Textbook stuff in the cutback.
I think, to be honest, I think Jamie didn't want to get in the way of Voids. I think he realised he was touched the grass, so I think he just let him go. Sensible driving, I guess, but I think he's waiting for ILR3 next year, Jamie. He just wants to get the season done.
Well, here's Lyo trying again on Matt. He's going to go down the inside this time, and I think he should get this move done. He's got a huge overspeed and gets the move done. DRS activation, and nice and easily into P2 in this Grand Prix. And looking very, very good on those tyres. But now, Matt's up right behind him, so I wouldn't call this over just yet, because Matt's going to get right in that slipstream.
He got a great exit.
Mix. Yeah, he got a fantastic exit, as Corey, I just saw there, gets past Pagani, as Paga did earlier as well. Matt is just on the gearbox of Lyo as they come through the twisty section here in Mexico. But Lyo, I think, should be able to hold on to that.
Yeah, it looks like he's done the move now. A little bit of pressure there out of the back straight. The move looks done, and Lyo Blade is looking very quick on those super softs. 15 laps old, aren't they? I believe.
Yeah, they would be. And no blisters on them just yet, so looking very good.
Looking like the one stop anyway, but yeah, top 4 yet to stop. Paga and Corey, Voltex Billy have. Pagani has not. He's down in 8th. Flexi, Voltex Voids, AVR Jake, all pitted. Jamie has yet to pit as well. I imagine Jamie will probably trying the one stop to his best chance to get some points. But it's me, Ritson and Acorn, all 2 stop, and I'm pretty sure they're out of the reckoning for any points. But you never know.
Yeah, well, I think Callum's just having a bit of fun now. He's got the title wrapped up, so I think he's just having a little nice leisurely drive around Mexico. So Matt can't quite get past Lyo there. Pagani is the first of the soft runners to make his stop, so he comes in and bangs on a set of the super soft tyres and continues on. So now we're going to see... that's interesting, actually, because some of the guys on the super softs are still out. Yeah. So he was not able to make those softs work, so he just gave up, it looks like.
That's a bit worrying that 16 laps. You have to look about 20 laps trying to do the one stop, so He's probably going to do super soft, ultra soft, I'd imagine. We'll see. I don't know what his wear seems obviously pretty bad. His driving style doesn't suit this track.
Oh, Tom, how did you hold on to that? Kept it out of the wall. Massive slide coming through this S section, and now Lyle is going to probably take the lead of the Grand Prix. Tom has got such bad tyre wear on his tyres. Massive blisters on all 4 tyres, and now we've got 1, 2 and 3 all together. Surely Tom has got to come in. It looks like he is. He's going to come over to the right-hand side and boxes, and now Lyle takes the lead of the Grand Prix, and he stays out, while Matt gives up and comes in, and George, I would have to assume, is staying out. Surely on those soft tyres, yes he is, he's staying out, and he's going to go into P2 as a result, with Paga right behind them, which will take P3 now. So coming down to these...
Tom's on ultra softs.
Wow, okay, that's a very interesting call from the Renault team then. I'm sure what he said. He must be trying to avoid those softs entirely. So
2 stop for Tom. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 stop for sure then.
Paga's all over the back of George as well.
Yeah. So let's go back to
Paga.
Whoa, okay. So not wasting any time. He's just going to barge his way past. Gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles and gets past George.
Very cheeky there from Paga. There was no, the move was not on there. Caught that on the stream.
He's a Dutchman, so I mean they'll
Gonna
try
be punchy.
anything.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is what's Max Verstappen done to him.
Yeah, he's obviously been talking to the man. So yeah, Lyle out in the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. He's going to come in for his stop then. So Paga will then take the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. So let's see what Lyle goes for. Paga takes the lead. George stays out on those soft tyres. He's really pushing them a long way.
Billy's
so
on the back of Corey.
P2. Oh, he is indeed. So let's see, DRS on DRS, but whoa, Corey, just very, very aggressive defensive driving there from and Billy's so late on the brakes and goes around the outside. Can he do it? Yes, he can. He sticks it down the inside, but Corey has to cut the corner, and that was some incredible stuff on the brakes from Billy there. That was amazing stuff.
As Pagani sets the fastest lap as well, so he's obviously enjoying the super softs a lot more.
Yeah, and Tom trying to make his way up through the field. Gets past Voids for 6th place. So, you know, he needs to really, really push on to make this 2-stop work for him.
100%. He is going to have to blitz through this field now, and he's got to hope Flexi moves aside from him as well. Hopefully they'll be in the same party, so I imagine they're talking and discussing what to do. But, yeah, I'm surprised Tom's gone for a 2-stop. I honestly would have thought he would have stuck on some softs, as Liveblade has stuck on the softs. So he is 1 stop, and that's him to the end. And Matt must have jumped him in the pit lane as well.
Yeah, he must have. So everybody's kind of settling down into the rhythm after that set of pit stops. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Let's see who that's for.
Joker.
That is for Joker, who is well, he's gone now, but looks like he's just lost it in the S section there. And Tom, you can see he's pushing on, sets fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and is now lining up his teammate for a move. Sam on the super softs, Tom on those ultra softs. Will there be team orders in play here, or will they have to race to get past? Let's see, Tom can go so much later on the brakes. These are brand new ultra softs versus some worn super softs. So let's watch. You'll have DRS for this next section then. Teammate action going on here. So into the slipstream goes Tom. Flexi moves over to the right hand side. So now Tom will go past, but no, Sam's not having any of it. He's trying to hang it around the outside versus his teammate. Changes to the inside, contact between the two teammates, and Sam is not having any of that. He sticks it down the inside and holds on to him. So frosty stuff in the garages between the two Renault teammates there. So some very, very interesting stuff. He is not letting his teammate through.
I'm very surprised by that. Sam's obviously feeling the feisty towards the end of the season. Doesn't want to give him any space. So obviously the battle for second is on in the title chase, I guess. So yeah, no team orders at Renault, because I think there's been talk of them parting separate ways for next season. So no love lost between them.
Yeah. So on that note, I actually have to leave you. I'll leave you on your own to take the lead.
God bless.
God bless.
Okay, that's Soup Cooler gone. Well then, just like that. Thanks for dropping by, Soup. So as you win, I best guess I'm better take over than this, as we see Billy making the jump over George. George is yet a pit. He's doing a great job there in P3.
Oh, jeez.
How's the race going for you then, Jamie? Are you down in...
I'd rather have terminal cancer, but hey, I'm here on the track, so...
There you go, there's Taurus, the driver there, live interview. Suck my balls, honey. I don't think so. That's a bit tame. I've seen... Zacon's... Yeah, it's a difficult track to master. It's a very sweaty track as well, especially strict corner cutting.
Yeah, and it's also just fucking shit as well. That's one thing too.
Well, you wanted on the
next season.
Well, there you go. There you have it. The drivers voted for it. Yeah, Russia and Mexico away next season. As well, tuning with Corey is all over the back of George. George yet to pit, I believe. That's correct. George is the only driver yet to pit, so obviously he's doing a one-stop. Still on the softs, 20 laps old, and imagine in the next lap or two he'll be pitting onto some super softs. And I think, is that him in? Speaking of the devil, Arriba, he is in. See the biggest jump, seen Flexi up 11 positions, up to P6. Up to 12 positions now. P5, Billy up 7 positions. It's had a disaster, he's dropped 11. Voids and Liveblade haven't changed at all, so going with qualifying pace. As we move on towards the second half of this Grand Prix, Paga does lead in the Super Softs. Billy on the Super Softs as well, 4 seconds behind. Paga's showing great pace here. You'd expect him to, as this is his third race in ILR this week in Mexico, the sweaty sod. Corey on the softs. Interesting choice. Corey's gone on the softs. What do you reckon he's doing? Like, what do you reckon Womade's doing, Jamie? Why is he bowled on ultra softs? Why didn't he just go softs to the end?
I don't know, because I've just done the recommended stint. What Jeff told me to do in the super softs was 17 laps, and they were absolutely trashed.
Wow, 17 laps.
Two stop was quicker.
Yeah, a lot of the guys in ILR3, which I was watching, did 2 stops and it was a lot quicker. I mean, the super softs died for me after 13 laps, as we can see. Holy hell, this is a train and a half. Battle for 6th place, Voids, Liveblade, Matt, AVR Jake, all in the battle for 6. As when Chopper came down the back straight. Liveblade is going to be all over the back of his teammate for tonight, Voids. He's trying ILR2. He was originally ILR4 trialist, but here we are. Shows you how quick he is. He says he wants to sweat and he wants to practice. He wants to do well in ILR2, so give him a chance today. As he makes the move, as Leo makes the move on Voids. That's how you done. The multiple league champion there, Leo Blade. Showing great pace and consistency. He wants to get him done. I think he's got a little bit more pace than Voids. But he gets the move done and we'll try and move ahead, as Voids will now have Matt and AVR Jake all over the back of him. As there is a yellow flag and Pagani is out. Wow. Yep. I think the Cairns are going to have to come out for this one. That's a bad one. Front tyre's gone, wings gone, and Toto Wolff, he looks concerned rather than angry. Might have to get Pascal Wehrlein in that Mercedes next week.
Make me think of, oh yeah, that's a bad one. Oh,
it's a bad one. Safe travels.
Front wheel's folded over.
Hope he makes a full recovery for next week in Brazil.
Not likely.
As we have the battle, as Leo Blade is now pulling away. Sorry, Matt is in 7th, Void's 8th, Jake in 9th. Only a couple of attempts to separate them, as Ritson does move off. Pagani finally retires, weaving everywhere. Matt looks like he's going to be trying pulling ahead. Void's is dropping back slightly. AVR Jake. Jamie's new teammate for the rest of the season. Oh, that is a risky move there from Void's. Dive bombing, silly there. Matt's going to hang about to drive for that. And AVR Jake is all over the back. He's like, thank you very much and good night. You'll take that every day of the week. Every day of the week. So the question is, how will the boys... oh, as AVR Jake's going to have a look at Matt here. Looking very racy. Bit of a silly move there from Voids into 10-1, but he's obviously wanted to prove himself, which is fair enough, It's just about clean. I can see why someone would report it, but here we are. As Woolmate on the Ultra Softs is hunting down Billy in 2nd, as Paga is slowly but surely extending that lead. Jamie, what do you reckon about Paga in ILR1?
I didn't see him too much of him. I saw him when he was at the back of the grid after his. I don't know if he had a crash or something. So.
He said he struggled a little bit for pace, but he's looking. He's looking quick here though, isn't he?
Oh yeah, way quick.
Should be a few saucy surprises next season ILR2, which these guys have no idea. As Wommy's making a look and move, looking to Billy that. I can't speak. I've got bloody gold. As Wummy swipes right across. Billy's not having that. He's going to cut right back, and Wummy's pushed him off. Yep. I think quite a bit argy-bargy there. You push me, I'll push you, but you could, it's fair. It's fair.
Get me out of this race. You know.
Safe travels, mate. And yeah, maybe is the curtains needed? I don't know. Might have to get the chopper in. Flight needed. As again, Woolmate has made the pass on Billy as he's extending that lead, as Jamie is the second casualty of today's race. Woolmate 5 seconds behind Paga. I imagine they're both going to be stopping again onto Ultra Softs, so Woolmate's got to make this time count, but it's probably too little too late now. It'd be interesting to see how Lioblade does, because he was my dark horse to get a podium today. I said at the beginning of the race, we'll wait and see if this is the case. I'm also waiting for an opportunity to announce Race of Champions, but as is life, you won't get a chance because there's so much action. As Billy is in the pits, as Corey is in the pits. Corey is bolted on a set of Ultra Softs to go to the end. Billy's on the Super Softs. Corey may have bottled this.
Yeah, I think so. That wasn't a very smart decision. Should have gone for Super Softs to be on the safe side. I don't know.
I don't know, it depends what his wear's like. I mean, we saw it in a few Grand Prix. He can make them last, but for me, I-tie wear's dreadful. I always play it safe and rather have a car that's got a bit of front-end mechanical grip instead of battling it the last few laps. As George is fighting Scott for P8. Are you watching the stream, Jamie? Or you?
I'm watching the stream, yeah. Well, I actually have this thing up too. I'm actually on the game too.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool then. Yeah, just if you see any battles, let me know. I need to keep an eye out for the pit stops as well. I'm sure there's going to be a few pit stops. So Billy's pitted, Corey's pitted, the Matt's pitted. They've all pitted twice. So imagine Billy's and Paga's in.
Oh, so probably Super Softs at the end. Oh, look at this battle here, Georgian 4-sticks.
He's gone Ultra Softs.
He's gone Ultra Softs.
He's gone Ultra Softs. He's gone Ultra Softs. That's interesting. Maybe do they last with the lighter car? Because I don't know, man.
Yeah, they do. The lighter the car, the better the tire wear is. But I mean, I honestly have no clue. They're just not consistent enough. As I'm just looking at this battle here for P8.
P8, yeah, I'm on board as well. As George is looking very racy, Scott's pushed them to the line, but it's got the move done before the corner. As oh, Scott! Oh, Scott! Oh, mate.
Oh.
Witness that disaster.
Yeah, that was kind of his own fault there.
Yeah. It was just faintness of taps as well that just sent him. It's always the way.
That sent him spinning, yeah. It always happens like that.
And it's
happens like that.
One less car for Billy and Corey to get past as well, as they're going to make their charge up. I'm intrigued by if I was Paga 5 seconds ahead, I would have stuck on Super Softs and just played it safe. But I don't know, maybe he wants to fend off any overcut.
Still a net leader, right? Let's see.
Oh, AVR Jake's all over the back of Matt. Pushed him through the stadium section there. The new Toro Rosso driver replacing EFC Cashew.
Oh, Fluxy's in.
Flexy's in the pits.
Oh, let's see. Where is ILRGT?
Your new teammate.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what's going on there.
Has he been in the messages to you? Any DMs talking strategy?
No, actually, I think I DM'd him once, but I can't remember what it was for.
Time to get his head back on.
It was on my car or something. I can't remember.
As Ritson is disqualified for too many corner cutting. I can't wait to see him in ILR3 next season, Ritson. He wanted ILR2, but he's I'm sorry, he's nowhere near the pace. He's nowhere near it.
Yeah, no.
I was looking at
I can't see.
looking at the ILR3 lineup next season. It's getting quicker and quicker, by the way.
Oh yeah, I know. So that's why I settled for P9 next season.
I've already, yeah, well, I wanted to push for victories. Now I'm looking like I'll be happy with a couple of points each race. As we see Voids there cutting that corner, getting a penalty for his troubles. Xavier Jake is still all over the back of Matt. As Blade is now into P2 as Wome's pitting. Wome's in the pits, so Tom will be going to the Ultra Softs again. Paga is going to be in traffic. Ooh, here we go. As yet, Tom has bolted on the Ultra Softs.
Overspeed is mental, that BS.
It shouldn't be that strong here. It should,
yeah, because the air is thin. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. It's the strongest I've seen in any of the tracks.
Yeah, that's insane. Unless maybe Volts was running high wings, Volts exploits, I don't know.
Maybe, but Wome's got a 3-second penalty which could hinder his chances later on. Again, I mean, there's been so many corner cut penalties due to the nature of the track. I mean, I think it's safe to say we'll wait and see at the end and see who's finished where. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't even predict, actually, to be honest. I'd forgotten about that.
I can't remember AVRJ picking up a penalty. I think Matt did, so that'll be interesting. As I think it's worth noting as well that Blade is technically net leader now, Jamie, because Paga's pitted. Blade we know is one stopping. I'm pretty sure Matt and AVRJ are one stopping. So it's a case, can Paga get past the front three? Can he get the victory? Will he get held up? Will Wome in that come back? We don't know. Wome's had a bit of a disaster, I think, in last couple of laps for pin. He's behind Corey now, so he's going to have to fight his way through the field. I think it's probably a little bit too much to ask at this point.
A bit, yeah. That's too much of an ask at the moment.
Yeah, it's almost safe to say I think everyone's now pitted, so it could be now a race to the end. My main man, Blade, who was my prediction for a podium. Could we see a famous win? His first win of the season. I think potentially his first win in ILR as well. Don't quote me on that, as Corey now gets a penalty. And I think
his first win, yeah.
I think so,
yeah.
I'll announce the race champions after this race, I think.
Oh, okay.
Are you okay to save that as well? Save me for that. I'll send you the list in a bit. And then go get some dinner. As Vortex Bailey is looking very racy over the back of George. George is going to have very one ties. A 3-second penalty for him. As Billy's running very wide. I tell you what, they're getting very aggressive up front now. They know this is crunch time as Paga, he's already over the back of Matt and AVR Jake. As AVR Jake's lagging just a smidge there. Oh my days, the stadium section. Look at the battle. There's a choo-choo all aboard the Voids train here. Oh my, this is going to end in tears. We're going to see 4 wide instead of 1. Here we go.
That's not going to end well.
Settle in, boys. Get your seatbelts on. Grab your popcorn. This is going to end in tears. Get the curtains ready. Here we go.
Oh, the McLaren's going to be squeezed under the grass. Oh.
Oh, it's contact as George goes for a half spin, but
my.
He saves it. I don't know how that didn't end in more tears. We did predict it.
Not end in tears.
I don't know, but there's 5 cars here separated over less than half a second between 5 cars. We've still 6 laps left. This is ILR2. This could be potentially one of the races of the season. This is incredible. As Corey's then making a look at George has made a split. As he keeps the rear end somehow. He's caught it. I don't know, but on those worn super softs, I think he's dropping like a stone now as Voids on the softs will be wanting to just keep this place. 6 lap, everyone now is pitted. Everyone has now completed all their stops and racing to the end. Woolmate is all over the back of George. Woolmate is going to have to make these moves very quickly as Voids is the bottleneck in this. As George goes very wide. And Corey, look at the inside of Billy. They've been battling already, so they bang wheels there. And they go side by side. Corey slightly off the track. Oh, this is incredible stuff here. Woolmate's going to now try and gobble this up. Jamie doesn't even know what to say. He's just making odd noises. As George has probably dropped off the back now. As Worn Supersoft's probably seen the best days.
Oh, Billy's back up the inside of Corey. Yeah. Corey's definitely gonna try and hold it around the outside.
I'm calling tears at this corner.
Corey not to. This is where it's gonna end well. It's gonna end well. Oh my God! Oh, Billy got a corner cut from that. How did they go through? Oh, Corey caught it.
Has he caught that? As Wome's making the inside line now, it looks like he's got a great exit there, Wome, on the ultra soft, so he'll get better traction. He's done it.
Wome's done them both.
He's done them, and he has hanged them out to dry.
Oh, Corey should have dived. That's it. Yep, that was always gonna happen. All three of them are off. Holy shit. Holy shit. All three of them are off.
And Flexi will say thank you and good night. There's a bit of a disaster there.
Oh dear.
As Billy and Corey have let him past. I've left Flexi pass, thinking it was Tom.
Oh no, Corey's done. Corey's head's gone.
Oh great. Anyway, so I think that was always going to happen. Was that Corey's fault?
That was 100% always going to happen. Yeah, it was for diving Billy.
Because then Billy then
he looked like he went
Tom
for a late move, and then Billy hit Tom. Yeah.
It was a shame. It wasn't very clear from my broadcast camera. It was like looking at just Tom's side pod, so I couldn't see the actual contact where it's come from. As Paget is all over the back of AVR Jake, he's going to make the dive bomb.
Down the inside, yeah, Jake holds on though. I think that. Yeah, Jake's lagging just a tad bit, but this is all helping out Leo Blaze so much.
Will Paget do it, Jamie? I don't know if he doesn't seem to have much in the... Oh, that's a risky move.
If he doesn't pass him this lap, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, each lap, this ultra soft's just going to get worse and worse, more degradation, but see, Leo Blaze quite a bit up far up the track. And also, I mean, past AVRJ, and then it's Matt, and Matt he's quick. He's not easy to get past, like...
He's not easy to get past, yeah. Jake's lagging a tad bit, though, which is not... Yeah, he damaged his wing. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a shame. As George is over the back of voids.
Oh, he threw it down the inside of Jake, pushed him clear off the track. Oh, they're getting a bit uncomfortably close. And it's Jake.
I think with this is the difference between the one and the two stops. You get these two stop runners, they're going to be very punchy because Paget's thinking, I've got to go, I've got to get past you, I've got to get past you, move. It's just, he's just going to barge his way past the end of the day. Within reason, if it's all good, it's all kosher, it's racing. I like it a little bit of argy-bargy, but within the limits. As looking at George on the back of Voids. Voids is putting a very good show today. What's happened?
No, that was so close between Paga and Jake in turn one. I think he's done it.
Paga's got the move, I think. He's got the DRS on him. It should be done. Flex picks up another penalty. Corey's in the pits, his AI. I think Corey's head has well and truly finitoed.
Yeah. I don't even know if Paga's going to be...
Paga's
really come off now. Yeah, now he's done. Leo Blade should have an easy victory.
As we have... George still battling, trying to get past Voids. Will we see Flexi catch this train? And will we see Billy and Wome also catch this train? I'm sure Tom will be fuming in that cockpit. He was looking good for a solid points position.
Billy with a 3-second pen.
Another bit 3-second pen, yeah. But again, Jamie, watching these battles, someone could have a 6-9 seconds, someone could have no penalties, and they could jump all four.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know why Corey disconnected. He could have been with a chance of a few positions. You never know. You never know in this track.
He didn't have any wing damage or anything either, from what I saw. That's why I'm left.
I think he just wanted a good finish, and if he's finishing 8 or 9, he may as well not finish. As George is disqualified.
Ooh.
He was sitting in P6, looking good for P5, and
I think it's 5 penalties, and it's a disqualification as far as I know.
So that's 15 corner cuts in the race, and that's what you get disqualified for.
Whoa! Yeah, Jake's lag is bad. He sent Paga in the air. Oh my. And he's gone past. I think Paga's Paga's head's gone 100%. Oh, turning in on Jake. They're side by side. Paga's clearly off the track. Oh, more. Wow, yeah. Paga's wing is gone now. Jeez. That whole entire main wind generator, the vortex generator on the outside of his wing, just completely off the car now. And
you're going to see him really struggle through these set of corners. You can just see right here. Oh yeah,
that Flex is licking his lips.
That head is well and truly gone in that cockpit.
Yeah.
The Force 100%. India boys are fuming. As Wome's made it past Voltex Billy. Will Wome have enough time to catch Voltex Voids? Obviously an esports team. joined ILR, and a few of the drivers representing him in this league. It's great to see. Great to see the community building between other esports teams and ILR, which is fantastic. It's also I'm also considering looking into the future, possible like esports racing, in the sense of an esports team will pick up a car, i.e. a Renault or a McLaren, and that'll be, you know, Voltex X, or that'll be VRT racing. Do you know what I mean? So it would be they would be called Renault. The constructors will be the esports team, which is an interesting concept. A lot of the, like, you know, you get COD people doing that, FIFA teams as well to do that. So it could add an interesting concept and bring a lot of money, sponsors as well, potentially, if there's a market for it. It's definitely something we're considering. Yeah, well, I've had a few queries about it, but I don't think there's enough interest there to consider doing it. But we can see Woome is now all over the back of Voids. Is this a free car battle again? All aboard the Voids train again. Love it. Get him in ILR2.
Those. Oh, Tom. Jeez. They make contact. Oh, Billy's gonna try. Oh my God, how did they not? Oh, I think Tom's damaged his wing. Yeah, 100%. I mean, Billy was in his right to go for that move. Tom's head's gone 100%. Look at the way he's defending now.
To be fair, wouldn't your head go a little bit? As they start the last lap, Lyle Blade is leading. He was my favourite for the podium, but he's going to do a couple places better and get an actual first win in ILR2 this season. But we will concentrate our battle for 6. Flexi will be delighted with this. He was starting P17 and he's up to P5.
Oh, Tom throwing it down the inside. What a move.
As I wasn't sure if Jamie was having a stroke then. He was just watching this fantastic racing. As Billy's going to look at Voids now.
Yeah, he's going to look at Voids now.
The Voltex teammates, I guess.
Oh, side by side. Nailed it on the outside.
Oh, great traction out of that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mechanical grip there. You got those super softs well on. You best believe they're well switched on.
Oh, yeah.
As Paga's down to 5th, Jamie.
Oh, and Leo Blade is rounding the final couple of corners into the stadium section. The fireworks are all up. The main man had a rough start in ILR1, came to ILR2. Jackson is tipped for a podium, but he's going to pick up the full entire race win. Leo Blade wins here in Mexico. He's followed home by Matt, who had a penalty. AVR Jake, who comes home possibly P3. Yeah, so Flexi takes P4. Paga P5 and destroys the car. Woome at P6. Whoa. Actually P7. Voltex Void takes 5th. Paga 6th. Woome 7th. Billy 8th for now. The Matter is actually going to score some points after a dreadful start to the race.
How did Matt get up there? I didn't even notice that. Fair play. Yeah, he was nowhere.
I was racing him in 15th before I retired and threw the car in the wall. So, wow.
As Scott as well. He's going to pick up points. There we have it.
He's going to pick up some points.
And Callum.
He's doing Championship Donuts.
He's doing Championship Donuts for the fans. It wasn't
needed.
It's great to see. He's not same for Abu Dhabi. He's like, nah, mate, get in the stadium section here. The confetti going.
Oh yes, world champion. You've done it, mate. You've done it,
mate. Well done. Christian Horner's delighted. Great to see that.
Oh yeah. Well, can't wait to see all the angry drivers in the chat. Let's take a look here. Well, that was the most unenjoyable race I've ever had in my life. I will close the application.
There we have it. Larry Blade picks up his first win in ILR2 this season. After a tough start to the season, he's stuck with us. We stuck with him, and it's great to see him back on the top spot. I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come from next season.
Oh yeah, what a man. What a performance.
There we have it. As all the penalties. Oh my god.
Oh no, I have to see this. I have to see this in the stream. Oh dear God. Oh wow, 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 wow.
Well then, it's making me think a bit.
Wow, if I just kept my head on not cutting any corners, I think I would have found some proper positions.
Yeah, this is it.
Jeez, so Little Blade did have a penalty too.
And I think we can confirm with the 18 points scored by Matt, that does confirm the Red Bull constructors as well. That's done and dusted now.
Oh, congrats to them.
Yeah.
Good shovels. Well then, thanks for joining us in this absolutely tragic track. Jeez.
But yeah, but we still have one more thing to talk about, Jamie.
Oh yeah.
And that is the Race of Champions. Just getting this tweet out, I'll be 2 secs, but yeah, of course, Andy forgot to mention the Race of Champions. So we will just talk about that now. Who came third? AVR Jake with a great third there. Is only his second race. Yep, so Jamie, not sure if you've seen the recent updated lineups, but I'll just talk through them and you can really just chip in when you can. But so basically we have a race champions coming in the 11th of March. Best drivers from all 3 tiers from this season. And we'll start with the ILR3 boys. The race is 11th of March, 5:30 PM. I can't seem to join an online game on this, so well. So 11th of March, 5:30 PM. The track is Bahrain. I personally picked it. I think it's a great track. It's one of the best forever taken.
Oh yeah, my favorite track.
I was going to pick Malaysia, but we'll have Malaysia as the race champions at the end of season 3. So yeah, Bahrain this coming March. But forget about that. We'll talk about the nitty gritty. That is the drivers lineup, and we'll start with ILR1. So the ILR1 driver lineups, as no surprise, you probably guessed most of them. Bistas, Michelangelo, Chris Johnson, Shamasi, Lewis, Cliffy or Tony, and ZR Mercedes, and also Mike Davis, the ILR1 champion from last season. Obviously, it's Race of Champions. So obviously a lot of quick drivers there. Bistas and Michelangelo do stand out. Shamasi had a great start to the season. He's kind of waned a little bit. But with Lewis and Tony as well, recently joined midway through the season, easy could be contenders next season, Jamie. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. Next season of ILR1's going to be so lit. How competitive the people are looking.
Oh no, I mean, I'm struggling to fit them all in as well. That's the crazy thing. But the ILR1 boys, there's 8 of them. I'll say it again. Bistas, Michelangelo, Chris Johnson, Michael Davis, Shamasi, Lewis, Tony, and ZR Mercedes. We do have 4 reserves. The 4 reserves, and 2 of them from ILR1 is Bulletproof and Ace of Pace. And we'll move on to the ILR2 boys. So we've got 8 ILR1. Obviously, it's the race champions. You want the quicker driver there. We've got 6 drivers from ILR2, 6 drivers from ILR3. The ILR2 boys, Callum, it's me. Paul McGuinness has made the cut this time. He'll be delighted with that, I'm sure.
Hey.
Billy as well. He's pushing promotion for ILR1, but I don't think he's quite there yet. Wume. So Tom has also made the cut. Might be a little bit of a surprise. Matt Tibos as well. So Matt 23476, whatever his name is. And also Flexi in the Renault, Tom's teammate. So both Renault drivers make it. And both Red Bull. So Flexi and Paul, they were sniffing around whether they would make it, but they have. Corey and Phil Bardwell will be the reserves as well from ILR2. So we have 4 reserves. Phil and Corey will be the reserves for ILR2 if any of the drivers in the race can't make it, not just ILR2. So as you can imagine, Jimmy, that's quite a quick lineup. Paul been off the pace a little bit last few races, but he's fed for a reason in the championship, so you got to get him in there.
Yeah, right.
I think Matt Tibos as well. He's very quick. You saw Matt finish second today's race, and Callum, speaks for itself. I think you could argue they could both be in ILR1 next season. We know Callum is. So very. I'm intrigued to see how the pace goes. Also, Flex, his racecraft is very good, very consistent. But will he be able to cut with the quick guys? And finally, so what are you saying?
sorry, in the Race of Champions, is that where we announced the driver, is it the actual tier lineups for who's in ILR 1, 2, and 3, or the actual teams? I can't remember.
So in Abu Dhabi, we'll announce the full after each race in Abu Dhabi in each tier. So after ILR3 Abu Dhabi, we'll announce the ILR3 lineups. After ILR1, the ILR1 lineups, and after the ILR2 Abu Dhabi race, the ILR2 lineups for next season. And then the transfer window opens. So all drivers can then talk about who they want to be their teammate and the top 3 cars of choice which they want for that season, which is then randomly allocated if another pair pick it. So then after that, you've got the race champions, which then will be the big reveal who's teamed up with who and with what car, which will be fantastic for the championship to see who's got the best shot at doing it. Who's going to want to team up with B-Stas, who's going to want to team up with Michael Davis after his disastrous season so far, or a couple of the newcomers. We saw a newcomer today winning ILR1. He could be in next season. He's looking very quick. Tell you what, seems like a nice guy as well. I wouldn't mind picking him up as a teammate. But they're already talking transfers, so it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, after each Abu Dhabi race for each tier, that tier's lineup will be announced straight after that, and that's when the window opens. And then Race of Champions, when the full the constructors announced and who's with who.
Oh, that's needed. Oh, get me well to those weeks. That's my favorite part of the season.
Yeah, business end, but we've just got to get them through the matter of Brazil. But as you distracted me, we'll finish the lineups with the ILR3 boys. And we've got the ILR3 drivers. The ILR3 drivers are Brandon Bobster, Paga, Afri Frisch, DNA Joe, Owen Wyatt, and Silent Assassin. So, some of these guys, Jamie, qualifying pace, ILR1 comfortably, race pace, a bit work. Let's just say a little bit of work to do. I mean, it's maybe a little bit harsh, but I think obviously a lot of them are new to league racing. I mean, Josh, Owen, Jordan did never league race before ILR, so I mean they've come on leaps and bounds. I mean, to see them in a Race of Champions at the end of the season, I think it's fantastic, and it's great to see them develop so well. And I think a lot of these drivers will be moving up ILR2 or potentially probably even higher. There's a lot of comments going on in the YouTube chat, so I'm just wondering what people are saying. But I'll just give a quick rundown of the Race of Champions, a full lineup once again. It is Zedon Mercedes, Tony, Lewis, Shamasi, Michael Davis, Chris Johnson, Michelangelo, Bistas, Matt Tibos, Wume, Billy, Flexi, Paul McGuinness, It's Me, ILR3, Silent Assassin, Owen Wyatt, DNA Joe, Afri Frisch, Paga Gainus, and Bobster. Thoughts, Jamie?
Sounds pretty lit. And you got the fastest of the ILR3, fastest of the ILR1, fastest of the ILR2.
That's how it works.
My favorite part about it is exactly. My favorite part though is the race pace, because like Race of Champions Germany was so fun to see, like people fighting in positions I didn't think they'll be fighting in. That's the same thing in Bahrain. It's not a difficult track, so I think the grids will be a lot more mixed than people will think. That's gonna be fun to see though.
Strategy.
That's like an outright fast of the league.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing, who's got the pace. And obviously, yourself and Ginger Andy will be in the comments box for it, and you'll announce the full team lineups as well for next season. So that'll be a good day. Oh, yeah. All the hype will be real. And also, forgot to mention the reserves again are Phil Bardwell, Corey, Bulletproof, and Ace Pace. So they'll step up if any of the 20 drivers can't make it. Yep. So that's it. That's a wrap. And we've got the ILR4 social race a week tomorrow as well. So that's in Abu Dhabi. So that'll be the final race before the season starts. So another eagle-eyed viewers will be tuning in, I hope, and hopefully the drivers get a good foothold of the championship and work out who's on pace. But yeah, anyway, I hope everyone's pleased with the lineup. I think we are. I'm delighted, and we'll see you all in. What's next? LMP1 probably, GT3, and then Brazil for ILR3 on Thursdays, and Sundays of course ILR1, ILR2. But until then, boys, safe travels.